starting the countdown now.
Just start now.
When do I start the podcast?
So I think the countdown he just did was he's starting the countdown. So we've got 2 minutes from now.
2 minutes from now. You want me to start?
Go now.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cancel Me Now podcast. My name's Isaac Butterfield. As always, got Bluey Nielsen here. Josh Bluey Nielsen, Daily Blue. Hey, do.
Good.
What's this business?
I'm good.
You're pointing at
Very
me.
honourable.
I saw a photo thing on Twitter of Andrew Tate doing this triangle thing with his fingers, and people were saying that is the Illuminati, and you just Illuminati'd me.
I am in the Illuminati.
Why is this?
They need scaffolders. Even the Illuminati needs scaffold.
Is that what they're missing out on?
There's a component of every, so they've got like oil, like fucking people that control resources. I control scaffolding, so I'm.
And they never talk about that, do they? Because they always talk about, they control the gold reserves, they control the oil, the gas pipeline.
No one's talking about the scaffold.
Then it's the polystyrene guys. Then they talk about the ice cream container men. Like there's a lot going on there.
There's a lot to control.
A lot happening on this show today. We have a guest, Derrick Vale. He'll be here shortly. He just rang me. He's leaving his house. That was about half an hour ago. Should be here in a minute. We thought we'd get into today's video because there's something I need to talk about. And Gabe, our illustrious producer, please turn your microphone on.
Ooh, that's never good.
I'm on.
I received a text message from Gabe last week about his review.
Oh, fuck.
Performance review.
His words, not mine.
No, they are your words, actually.
You put
I
those
got the
words,
screenshots, bud.
You put those words into my mouth.
I'll pull up the email for Patreon.
Did you?
I just called you Bud.
Do not call me.
I just called you Champ.
Butterfield.
I'll pull up the fucking uppercuts if you keep calling me Bud. You screenshotted me saying performance review. Were you going to use that later to sort of discredit me if I said something else? Don't you trust me?
Like you didn't say it.
Yeah.
I feel like he might have known this was coming, perhaps.
I don't think that I used the word. I think you put the word performance review in my mouth.
We'll see. I'll show the people at Patreon.
Gabe did say something about having a review.
Yeah. So after Gabe came on board, he had a couple of trial shifts. He then asked for an outrageous amount of money to do the show, which we laughed about.
And then told everyone so everyone else could laugh at it.
Everyone laughed about. Wasn't it like $2,500 a week you wanted?
Yeah, it was just below 3K, I think.
He wanted 1,600, which is not that far off $2,000.
And Gabe, I really respect him. I really like him. But he did come from working at Smoke Mart to here, which he was making, I think, $300 a week.
He was on $1,500 a week at Smoke Mart.
Wow, big mate. I tell you what, no wonder their profit margins are going up in smoke. Well, that doesn't happen here, Gabe. And you messaged me last week and said it's time to talk about my wage again.
Time to talk turkey.
Let's talk chicken. Let's snap some turkey cash necks and some chicken cash wings.
What are you doing?
So, Gabe, do you want to tell the people what happened?
In terms of our performance review?
Well, I'm very happy with Gabe's performance.
I would like to say, as much as we like to tease Gabe about him asking for what he feels he's worth, he's worth every cent.
He is.
And probably more, but we wouldn't tell him that.
And
he's done a fucking hell of a job.
And I will say this, Gabe has received a pay increase.
Congratulations, Gabe.
Well done, Gabe.
Thank you.
Claire even wooed upstairs. And there was some things that happened in that meeting between Gabe and I that I'd like to bring to everyone's knowledge.
Can you set the scene for me with this meeting? I'd like to know where, when.
Gabe and I talk a lot, obviously, because he does all my edits.
He does everything.
We talk a lot during the week, and it's usually like, yep, no, yep, sweet, no worries, handshake emoji.
Yeah, you know me.
He loves his handshake emojis.
And then I got a weird email out of the blue. I'd love to bring it up if I can find it.
Is this like when he was approaching you for the performance review? Like,
it was just super professional. I was like, because I talked to him like 14 minutes earlier. And then he came.
Well, I don't want to just go, oh, hey, mate, let's talk cash. I feel like it's an approach.
That's why you're professional, Gabe. Because I would have been like, oh, while I've got you.
Decker, come in, mate. The door's open.
I'll let Isaac tell the story, but there is something pretty funny from my end, I think, too.
I don't know. This is Derrick. Come on in, mate.
What's going on?
Derrick Vale coming to the show.
Welcome to the podcast.
Big Bag Decker.
How are you,
What's happening, mate?
Decker is our guest today, and we've already started without you. I do apologise, my cuz. Is it what? Yes, that's my dog. It's Littlefoot.
Hello.
Hey, coming in, bro. How you going?
Good to meet you, mate.
Derrick, that's Gabe, producer Gabe. Hey, bro. Good to see you, man. You good? Good to see you. Hey, would you please talk into this machine, this contraption? Do you want a coffee or a water or something? or a beer or? You know, I said talk. Huh?
Can't drink and drive, so I'll have a cup of tea if that's all right.
Yeah, I'll ask Claire to grab a cup of tea for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
We're just talking about and
It's not the west side there, is it?
can you see the fucking microphone?
None of us got
it?
a good side on this,
I can
mate.
see the microphone, but I can see my belly right there. Oh, hang on.
Oh, you're for a shocker! If you're listening to this on Patreon, we'll probably clip this down.
Yeah.
We'll probably clip this down for YouTube and Spotify.
This might be beneficial for me. Throw everyone off the scent of what we're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, good, mate.
That's all right. We're just talking about, and that's the microphone there, Derek.
Yeah.
No,
How you going?
you got to
1, 2.
move into it.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
Get into it.
Come in
Right
nice
into
and
it?
close. There you go.
Jeez.
Point it down a bit.
Get in nice and
How's
close.
that?
Bring it up, you can point it down.
Better?
There you go. They're perfect.
Heaps
that
better,
better?
mate. Heaps better.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, brother. We're just making fun of Gabe because he asked me for a pay rise last week.
All right.
Yeah.
And he sent me a very professional email. Even though we talk all the time, he said, Mr. Butterfield.
That's fucking.
Did he refer to you as Mr.
Mr.
Butterfield?
Butterfield, he said, it
Probably
is-
you should be doing that from here on in.
as
I think.
per, he said, as per discussed, I'll read it verbatim. He said, as we discussed,
This is hilarious. Like Gabe trying to be professional.
it's ridiculous.
And you're like just airing it for everyone.
As we discussed,
Fuck him.
it is about time for our performance review to discuss monetary exchange in regards to his workload. And so we did sit down.
Bullshit.
And Gabe
Did he wear a suit?
He didn't wear a suit. He wore my merch, which I thought was a good move.
That's ass crawling.
He didn't want people to know this, but he did say this, and I quote, "I am working a lot. I'm doing about 5 hours a day."
Fucking poor bugger. That's
Now-
almost a 25-hour
That
week.
is not a real quote.
Bullshit.
I am working a lot. I'm doing 5 hours a day. That's an exact quote.
That is, I swear, and we've recorded.
Those words were said. Yeah,
Oh, we
here it is.
recorded the.
I did say we should hidden camera. You should have
I
hidden
know.
cameraed the whole meeting.
5+ hours a day.
What I was going, I had a busy week last week, so I didn't do this. I should have though. I was going to set up a hidden camera and just either tell you to get fucked, lower your pay, or sack you.
I thought it would have been really funny to actually, mate. I was thinking about bringing your pay down. Yeah, I think that would have been so funny.
So, but no, Gabe's pay has gone up. And
Deservedly so.
Now I'm expecting him to work almost 6 hours a day.
Oh fuck!
That's a big ask.
So let's just see how that goes. But Derrick Vale, good friend of mine for many years.
Yeah.
Haven't seen you in a long time though.
They never call me anymore. No more booty calls. Nothing from me, mate.
Now you're a comedian. We met in the comedy rounds of Newcastle, running around there. How you been?
Yeah, good, man. Been pretty busy, man. That when it come to that COVID thing, that really slowed a lot of
Yeah.
entertainment down, as you well know. Not that it slowed you down much,
I'm doing well for myself, thank you.
but good to see you, man. I'm really
Good to
proud
see
of
you,
you,
brother.
brother.
You
Right?
too.
I really am, mate.
Thanks, mate.
It's a bit it's kind of hard talking to you like this with this all in front of us, you know.
I know, but if we caught up before the podcast, then we might have run out of things to talk about. So it's good to do the catching up on air because then it's the real thing. It's not sort of forced. You know what I mean?
I don't talk to
yeah.
him aside from this
We only
hour
talk
and a
on the
bit.
podcast.
This is it.
Because literally,
Yeah.
if we talk beforehand, then we run out of everything else to say.
Nothing nice to say to each other. So this is it.
This is it.
Yeah. Well, as you know, every time we have spoken on the phone and that, you know, it's probably 40-minute to an hour yarn anyway.
Well, you tried to last week. I was in a hurry, and you kept me on the phone. I was like, for fuck, you were waiting for a machine to cool down.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
yeah,
what are you doing now? You're working with, you're making clothes.
Yeah, we own a sublimation factory. Like we make rugby league jerseys, polos.
Thank you, dear.
Oh, g'day,
Hello,
Mrs.
darling.
Butterfield. How are
Oh,
you?
I'll be unprofessional, give you a hug.
Yeah.
Good to see ya. Long time no see.
You too, love. I hope you like your coffee.
Something on the way there, is there?
Yeah, didn't you know Claire was
Yeah, I
pregnant?
knew that, but my belly's still bigger than hers. That's all.
Beautiful.
Thanks for the
Bloody
cuppa.
beautiful.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, darling.
So sublimate. So you're making like football jerseys. and that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
man. We took over a business called X Advantage. We now call it Dex Everywhere.
What do you think? Dex everywhere.
Yeah, we make all different kind of clothing, like wear, WEAR,
So Dex everywhere.
everywhere.
It's What is that like? Does that mean like dicks everywhere? What does that mean?
Dex,
Dex.
as in it's mine.
Yeah, I know. I know what your name is.
Yeah.
But what does it? What does Dex everywhere mean?
Well,
Every-
mate, we make every kind of wear.
Oh, you make, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Gabe. That's why he gets paid the big bucks in this house. I'll tell you what. So, what are you making at the? Let's for example, what did you make today?
Basketball jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
Singlet
call them
jersey.
singlets apparently.
Well, okay,
They're
yeah.
jerseys. Yeah.
What's
was
the difference
about to.
between a Guernsey and a jersey?
Nothing. Same thing, right?
Is it? I don't know. Because in Victoria they call it a. Gabe, Google this. Guernsey versus Jersey.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
colloquialism, isn't it? Like local speak.
I was always Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, bro.
Growing up, they were Guernseys.
Yeah. So what?
Like
happened?
we heard Guernseys growing up, right?
I don't know. What's the difference?
I know I did.
Jersey v Guernsey.
Jersey is the bigger island.
Ah,
I think you've nailed that.
just the French Islands, just off the coast of England. Yes.
God.
Gabe fucked that up. Oh, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? So Decker and I met back in the day doing stand up in Newcastle, and you'd been doing it for a while, hadn't you?
Yeah, geez. What time is it?
It's about 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
4:30.
yeah, that long.
Yeah.
No, geez. I'm 50 this year, so it would have been about 15 years ago. I think I started.
How'd you start out?
I was always a class clown.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. I do.
What can we or what can't we talk about here?
About whatever you want,
Everything,
bro.
mate. Free for
Cool.
all.
Okay. Right. Used to chuff a bit.
Fuck yeah.
Right. Every time I'd hold that too long, they go, "Come on, shut up! It's on a microphone." Right. Hurry up. Right. And so every time, like, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a go at this.
What, the bong or stand up?
No, the stand up.
Oh, okay, yeah, sweet. Gotcha.
Right. All the yarns and you sit around drinking and bonging, right? It's funny. Funny situation. Someone cannot tell a story without some kind of, there's always
having a
laughing.
laugh, yeah.
Always having a laugh, right? You're making good money out of this.
Fucking oath.
It's the same thing sitting around with your mates.
And Gabe.
Yeah.
And Gabe, yes.
Right. And we just take that shit on stage, man. We'll put a mic in our hand, and we kind of channel that stuff. In high school, they always asked me to be the MC for anything. So it come down to our 20th school anniversary, and that's when basically they asked, "Oh, can you get up and do something?" I went, "Yeah, why not?" I was working in Dubbo at the time. And my boss at the time was a guy I used to catch a train to school with. I'd get off at Barrow to go to France Greenway, and he'd come all the way to Mayfield. Well, he'd been an actor, a director, and a producer and everything with short films and stuff. And he said, "Dude, you're the funniest guy I know. Write something down and let's do something." I wrote it down, he went through it, and it wasn't funny anymore. Right? And so I took that back and said, "Dude, I'm just going to do this." Yeah, and it went all right. And that was what? 12 years ago, 13 years ago or something like that now. And I went to open mic a couple of weeks later in Canberra and been going and doing stuff ever since.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And we met through Maitland Comedy Club, and Bluey's recently been doing some open mics here and there. And how's that going for you, mate?
I haven't been back.
No, I know.
No.
Since Christmas, right?
Since Christmas, yeah.
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 We gotta
it's
get
good.
back on
Actually,
the-
I was just talking to Brad from the Newcastle Comedy Club. There's a different registration system now. You can't just turn up and put your name down.
Oh, really?
Fucking filthy. I like that.
Well, Decker, did you ever do the Crown and Anchor that I was doing there? The
Yeah,
open
I've done
mic
a
stuff?
crown. I've done a crown and anchor once or twice, upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
Not sure where it was open mic. They just asked me to come along.
Yeah.
You know what JB was like?
Yeah.
Right? He'd ask us to, come along. And, I mean, like, remember that Islington show?
At Izzo.
Yeah, remember at the Nui Hotel?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
There was one there that was just,
It was just me and you.
atrocious.
It was me, you, and JB.
and it was wasn't it a drag
It
night?
was like a drag show, man.
That's right.
And we didn't know this.
Yeah,
we
I-
thought we was going there to do comedy, stand up.
And
you
it was
know?
a drag show.
And it was like there's his or her or whatever pronoun is, their lounge
Yeah, nice.
and our lounge. Hey, and
Yeah.
we had no idea what was going to go on. And she basically they roasted us.
They did. They
They
gave it
just
to us.
roasted the three of us, man.
How good's that?
I remember that because it was I just bought a new phone for Claire, and she was wearing these tight jeans and thought she'd be cool and put it in her back pocket like a lot of girls did.
Yeah.
And she went to the toilet, pulled her pants down, and fucking the phone,
Fell out.
brand new, got it that day, fell in the dunny. And I'm just about to go on stage, and she goes, "Oh, you wouldn't believe it. I've just trashed this fucking phone." Somehow we got a phone out of the Apple store from it. Like it was broken, and somehow they hooked us up. I don't know how it happened, but I think she knew someone there or something like that. But fuck. But yeah, we went in there, and there was the drag. I don't know how JB got us into that or why.
I don't want to know.
Man, there's because you would have been. Did you do like all the gigs up in Gloucester and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, man.
And
Remember we had done that gig in Gloucester there.
it was outside.
Yeah, it was outside in the back of the pub.
Yes,
Right.
Good crowd?
It was
Yeah,
all
it was a
right.
good little crowd.
Was it?
Yeah. I think they don't get many shows up there.
Nah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't
No, there's not
imagine
much
what
going up in Gloucester.
Yeah, nah.
But we went up there. We did shows in Singo, and we stayed up in Gloucester that night. And there was, do you know Kyle Legacy? You probably don't know Kyle.
I know.
Legacy.
Is he the dude from Liverpool?
He's the dude from
Yeah,
Liverpool.
yeah.
The Scouser?
And he was there. He had all the weed. Him and Matty B. He had all the weed. And
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like,
You just told us.
well, that was back in the day. man.
fucking
That was back in the
bullshit.
day.
Derrick
Yeah,
was
dude,
bonging
man.
on.
I saw Kyle.
Yeah, you know what? I can't remember last time I had my last bong. All I know it was 50 kilos ago. That's it.
Would you put more weight on if you're smoking weed?
No, I actually thought, munching out, right?
No, well, that's what I can't. I don't smoke very often, but anytime I smoke, I can't stop eating.
Yeah.
And it's great.
You know how you gave me a 20 bag for Christmas, allegedly?
You're welcome.
My brother Darcy turned up here the other day looking for it. Like trying to scab it. I was like, oh, mate, like he works in disability support. He makes $1,000 a week. I was like, you really scabbing a 20 bag off
Can't
me?
buy a nodge of weed.
Fucking dog.
That's very funny. Did you give it to him?
I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is. We might have accidentally.
Claire smoked it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, she is pregnant, so you've got to give the baby at least a little bit of a chance to get fucked up.
100%.
The Gloucester show happened just not long after they caught
Malcolm Naden.
Malcolm Naden.
And you look exactly like Malcolm Naden. Gabe, can we get a photo of Malcolm Naden, mate? You had a big beard at that point too.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you
I think I
really?
did, yeah.
How good.
And then and didn't help that JB got up and introduced me as Malcolm Naden's cousin.
So there's
That's good from
Malcolm Naden.
JB.
Yeah.
There he is, getting pulled out. Get him out of the
Yeah.
That was
With the short hair and short goatee, that's more like what I looked like at the time.
Oh, on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Don't try and tell Gabe which one.
Not
to
that
pick.
guy. Not
Not
him.
that. He can never find the photo
That
we're
one
talking
there,
about.
Yeah.
So you reckon that's what you look like?
Yeah, we all look alike, mate.
Was he Aboriginal?
Don't say
Well, look at it this way.
I don't see
They
colour,
didn't
do
catch him in the bush for nearly 7 years. So
That is crazy, isn't it? And people were finding him under their that he had been under their
houses and
Yeah.
stuff.
eating
Yeah.
shit and all that type of stuff.
Dude, I got a cousin. Right, well, I was in Armidale work and I was looking after my cousin's house and she said we knew where we weren't there, so we had a couple of beers during the week. And then one of my brother boys was having a job interview the next day. Right, he actually cut his hair the next day and left a goatee. Right, we get up and we walk to town. Right, and I'm sitting in my office downtown, and my auntie comes in and goes, "What are you doing drinking with Malcolm Naden?" I'm like, "What?"
What?
Yeah, apparently we went to work. I went to work, and the coppers and everything showed up at that house. Went through the house, the ceiling, and everything,
Because I thought he was
looking
there.
for Malcolm Naden.
And he done a runner.
We wasn't even there.
Oh,
It was 'cause
Right,
he
my
had a
cousin,
shave.
my cousin who was drinking with me, or
Yeah,
my
yeah, he
brother
looked
boy,
like-
when he had a shave the next day,
He looked like him.
shaved his head
Right.
and left the goatee, right? And I had to go and I said, "Buzz, he goes, mate, he's actually my cousin." I went, "What? And you went and shaved your head to look just like him?" He goes, "I had a job interview, mate." You
gotta look good.
Did you get the job?
it's memorable at the very least.
Well, he said, I said, "Did you get the job?" He goes, "No, I didn't."
You're on a watch list. We can't hire you.
I mean, there was always sightings of Malcolm Naden back in the day, whether it was at Bellingen or
Yeah.
Coffs Harbour or, Armidale. At that time, he was supposedly walking out of my cousin's house and drinking with us all night.
So there was a lot of sightings. I think we were sort of like a Yowie sort of thing, just getting seen everywhere, people catching glimpses of him and all that type of stuff. It was, and he was a murderer, right? Wasn't that the whole
Yeah,
story?
that's right. Yeah, on the run for a while there. Yeah.
And they got him.
Well, actually, they didn't bother really getting him until they actually shot at a cop. So I went, "Oh, that's it. We're going to get him right now."
Fuck.
Basically.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh, it'd be 5-6 years ago now, wouldn't it?
Oh, a bit longer than that, I reckon.
Yeah.
8 years ago. I know,
No,
if only we had Google and Gabe doing his job.
no wonder he gets paid the big bucks.
I know. When did they get him, Gabe? They got him captured status, incarcerated. 2012. Oh my god!
Yeah, man, like 11 years ago. It's gone quick, man.
Wow.
Are you sure we were doing it then? Is that right? Because I wasn't doing stand up in 2012, was I?
I don't know.
You must have been.
Would have been probably about 18 months after we was 2014 or something.
Okay, and he
We
was
might have
caught
been
in
there.
Gloucester, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. So you doing stand up anymore?
I actually done about 4 shows just before Christmas.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
last gig I did do was at Newcastle Comedy Club.
Oh, how good is it?
Yeah.
Do you know, I love it. I love it there.
Yeah.
It's outstanding. Yeah.
They've got a cool little room and it's all set up perfect for it. What
Yeah.
were you doing there? Was that any one particular show or you were just doing a
Yeah,
spot?
I've done a show with Julia Wilson. Asked me to come along, and it was like a curry night or something, you know. This is November, and all of us were Corys or Murrays or what would you call it? Call last minute when I want to be Aboriginal people.
White people.
Ticker box, ticker box black fellas, you know.
white people around the 26th of January. That's when they start lining up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good show, mate. I got to share the stage with I think an Australian bloody legend. What's his name? I'm a bloke. I'm a yobbo. What's his
Chris
name?
Franklin.
Chris Franklin.
Nice.
Mate, what a top bloke, mate. You know, like on the stage, you look at him and you just laugh at him anyway. But, you know, just by looking at him,
Yeah.
and then he sings that song, right? Afterwards, he finishes off his gig with that.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of young ones don't know that song.
Gabe, would you know I'm a bloke?
Nah, I haven't heard this one.
It's a song based on, well, it's a parody of a song,
Bitch.
I'm a Bitch by, is that Alanis Morissette?
Yeah, I'm a bloke. It's Bitch by, is it, Alanis Morissette?
Yeah, that's the one.
I'm a bloke,
And
I'm
not
a
ostentatious, Chris
Chris
Franklin.
Franklin,
Ostentatious was another one. He did,
He played at Central Leagues Club.
he's a fuckwit.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I've been feeling bad for you. I was a fuck with it. I got paralytic and
Nah,
I gave him a really, really hard time.
Good.
And he stormed out. Like he finished and
really?
left straight away. Well, he finished his set and then left straight away.
Wanker.
Because I was like hammered, like just heckling him the whole time. And I felt bad about it for ages, but now I'm glad to know that he's a
No,
he's a fuckwit.
When I got cancelled for that Jew joke many moons ago, the Holocaust joke, he came out and was like, this bloke needs to be stopped. He should not be doing comedy and all this type of stuff because he's Jewish.
Is he?
Yeah. So this cunt who fucking made one song, or it was a poem.
He's been eating out on it. Yeah, it's like a poem, like a spoken word.
It was a
wasn't
spoken word poem, and he wrote it fucking 400 years ago, and he's still carrying on about it.
Which one?
Ostentatious. What's it called?
Australiana.
Australiana by
That
Ostentatious.
was actually written by Billy Birmingham.
Was it?
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, there you go, Ostentatious, you fucking grub. Fuck me.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. Welcome back to the cricket. You know that guy?
Yeah, I know Billy
He's the
Birmingham.
12th man.
Yeah, the 12th man guy. Yeah, yeah.
His son hosts Hello Sport. Tom Birmingham.
Really?
Tom Birmingham is Billy Birmingham's son.
Oh my god.
Yeah, crazy.
I love Billy
And
Birmingham.
he's fucking funny.
Yeah.
The boys are going to come up, hopefully.
Yeah, we've got to tee that up.
Yeah. You'll have a newborn baby, but fuck that.
What's that pub in Wickham there? Just as long before you turn into Carrington.
This 7C? No, the Albion?
Albion.
Yeah, Albion Hotel.
Ostentatious was doing comedy, running a comedy show there about 10 years ago. Because when I moved back from Dubbo, I was living in Maitland but travelling to Dubbo for work. And when I wanted to get into it like locally, right? So it was before Maitland Comedy Club, right? He actually had his little gig there once every Thursday or every second Thursday at the Albion. You know, but with his attitude and arrogance or whatever it is, it didn't last long there apparently.
Had you had any dealings with him?
No, never met the guy. No,
I don't think, yeah.
He hates you. He told me.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
let's fuck him.
Well, I'm couldn't give a fuck, to be honest.
You didn't look too rattled.
yeah. But just going back to Chris Franklin, like we finished the night at the Crown and Acre, right? Went there and there was karaoke on, right? And we're sitting there having a couple of beers, and I went up and requested bitch.
Nice.
Because on the thing myself, I couldn't find bloke, right? And I come back and said, "Bar, come sing this song with me." Yeah, what is it? Your song,
Nice.
right?
Nice.
But then I asked the DJ guy, right? I said, "Dude, have you got bloke?" He goes, "Yeah, I have." I said, "I want to sing that. I don't want to sing bitch." Right? I said, "Mate, I got Chris Franklin here with me." He goes, "What? You serious?" I said, "Yeah, see him down there, the only guy with the flannel on."
He does rock that flannel everywhere, doesn't
yeah,
he?
and the big long mane he's got
Nice.
at the front and the back.
Shit.
you know, and the DJ guy was excited.
Yeah.
Wow, Chris Franklin, you know.
How good's that?
And we get up and I said, here, man, take the mic. This is your song. You need people filming him, goes, fuck off, this guy's singing his own song at karaoke. Right? And then the DJ guy's like, this is for Chris Franklin. This is his song. And all the young fellas, like this guy over here, couldn't give a fuck.
No
They
idea.
had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
I hate the young fellas. I can't
Right?
stand it.
But there's about 3 or 4 older, like 35 plus people sitting there, fucking loving the show.
Yeah.
Loving the show, you know. And it was good. It was a good night. And I think we should do that more often.
We should. I mean, we did a 50th anniversary show, or for the 50th episode at the Newcastle Comedy Club, and we just had like Patreon supporters go, "We're the fucking best night."
It was so good. I was thinking about that the other day because I was like, we'll do 100 this year.
Well, I think we should do a bigger room too.
Yeah.
Have more guests. Decker, you'll be invited, of course. Come and do some stand up and
Yeah.
jump on the stage and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And just go bigger every time. I
Civic
reckon.
Theatre.
What was it?
Entertainment
50
Centre.
what?
50 after 50 episodes, we did a live show
Oh, at the,
Of this-
at the comedy
of this
club. Oh,
podcast,
this.
of this
Oh,
podcast.
the
Yeah,
show,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So what number is this?
This is 60.
60.
40 weeks.
40 weeks. So at the end of the year, well, we're going to go on hiatus when I have a baby. So
Fuck.
Well, you should do Claire's 40th week.
I hope she's not pregnant in 40 weeks. She's going to be too fucking big. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. With my baby growing, it's horrifying.
Yeah,
What you said before about going to your 20th anniversary, well, your school leaving anniversary, whatever you call it, reunion.
Yeah. Your reunion, yeah.
I didn't get invited to my 10 year.
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't.
I organised ours.
Did you?
Yeah, but I would have definitely forgotten to invite people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
I
just-
just didn't get an invite. I don't even know if they did it, but it's definitely been 10 years.
Yeah.
How old
You
are
don't
you?
want to go anyway.
I'm
How
20.
old are you?
I'm 29, nearly 30.
And you left school in year like 10, 11 or 12?
12.
Yeah, okay.
12, I'm educated.
This was the year 10 one.
Right.
So we was like 23
Yeah.
in the first one, I
Yeah.
suppose. Oh, hang on.
no, you
16.
So you left
sorry.
at you left at
26,
13 years old. Gotcha.
26.
Yep.
26 and then 36.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, 14 years
Yeah.
doing comedy basically.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah, and I've done it all over Australia.
Hmm.
I think there's only 2 states I haven't done it in, and that's Tasmania and Northern Territory.
Hmm.
Unlike you, guy, you travel the world, man. You get sit down with kings and like
I'm a
Kyle
bit-
Legacy and
I'm a big deal. I'm a big deal.
He's the biggest name in the game.
yeah.
Kyle Legacy.
Can I ask on what you said about Kooris and Murrays?
Hmm.
What can you explain that to me? Because I'm not 100% across how that works.
Well,
about-
as of this weekend, the Couriers are officially better at footy because the Newcastle All Blacks just won the interstate championship.
really,
Yeah, they just beat they do like a
good game.
NAB are the guns. Like they win the Koori knockout. Well, not every year, but they fucking just about every year.
Yeah.
And they just had the Murrays v Kooris
Hmm.
interstate championship. So best side from Queensland plays the best side from New South Wales, and NAB won on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I'll just get the Aboriginal guy to explain that to me, Josh.
I'm white splaining. I'm doing some white splaining.
Jesus Christ!
Okay, you know when you got look at it this way. You know when you got your map of Europe, right? And you look at a map. There's all different countries, right? And they're color coded. Yeah. Have you seen the
The Aboriginal one.
yeah
Yeah, can you pull that up?
The Aboriginal map.
Yeah.
Okay.
map of Australia? Yeah.
So there is, from my memory, from I don't know school and stuff. There's what is it? A couple of hundred, right? A couple of hundred, and all speaking individual languages, and
Oh yeah, well over 200 dialects.
200,
As well.
yeah.
Yeah.
so we can get a large picture of that.
So, like that one, you reckon?
Yeah, they're all the same.
They're all the same fucking one, dickhead.
Well, that doesn't look the same. There's fucking
They're just
kangaroos
different.
on that one.
there is kangaroos on that one. You're right.
You can have it open
Just
up.
anyone will do. There
There
you
we
go.
go.
So this is all.
Get one not so fuzzy. Can you blow
That's
it up?
all. It's crisp now. Yeah.
Zoom in, mate.
That's the best I can do.
All right. See all the different colours there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my
There's another one you
God.
can get where it kind of breaks it up into regions as well, right? Where on the east coast you'd have see where your hand is. Move that down. See that big green one, right? That's the second largest tribal area in New South Wales, right? That's Kamilaroi or Kamilaroi.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I've heard
Right.
of that one. Yeah.
And when you drive from here, basically when you turn off the New England Highway at Willow Tree, or
Tamworth.
Quirindi,
Yeah.
right? You're on the Kamilaroi Highway to Moree,
Yes.
right? The next one down is Wiradjuri.
That one there.
Yeah, and you see how big that is, right? And so see the line going on this side of both them,
Like the border.
all the way up,
Yeah.
right? To us, what I was bred up, anyone east of the mountains, right? Kooris, the Great Dividing Range,
Yeah.
right? Anyone that side of it were Murrays,
Right.
right? So it's not the whitefellas border, eh? So that Gamilaroi country goes well into Queensland,
Ah.
eh?
So is that all over Australia or is it just for New South Wales?
Well, you know Albion Walk, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't.
No.
No.
Well, Walkwright's he's a player manager now, so he what's his name? Latrell.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Is it South Sydney?
Yeah,
Flyweight.
John Mitchell, yeah.
And Walker.
Oh, Cody Walker, yeah.
Cody Walker,
He's
yeah.
their manager now, right? About 15, 20 years ago, him and his brother were rappers, right? They first started off as Local Knowledge with another guy who's now a doctor. And then they went out by themselves and called Street Warriors, right? They got a song called Rise Up, right? And they go through the whole lot of what we call ourselves, right? Collectively, you guys call us Aboriginals, but that's a term used all over the world.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
For indigenous
That just means
populations.
people that are indigenous to whatever
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
wherever,
country,
right?
yeah.
Like
like
Kyle
that when I
Legacy is
get
an
some.
Aboriginal of England,
of Liverpool.
That's an insult to Aboriginal people everywhere.
right? So you got to rise up, man.
I'll
bring
keep,
it
I'll
up.
keep looking. I'll keep looking.
Yeah, that's them, Street Warriors.
God, you fucking
Same
Street
guys.
Warriors moving mob style. Should I click on that?
Mate, you suck at Googling.
I can barely see the TV. Straight Warriors.
Yeah, see if you see about Street Warriors, Aboriginal hip hop group.
Just
group
click
was
on
made
the
up of
Wikipedia
brothers,
page.
warriors,
All right, I thought we were looking for
From-
a song.
No, we're
Local
not gonna-
knowledge.
We can't play a song. Yeah.
Hip hop
They
group.
perform both English and
And they're from
Awabakal
here, them Newies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
And this is the Awabakal region where we are.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in Rise Up, they go through a lot, you know. Or the Murrays and the Kooris,
Oh,
and the
I've heard
Gurris
that.
and the Nungas and the Nungas, right? They go through the lot,
Yeah.
you know. I use that in a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us a joke.
No, don't tell
He's
us.
gonna burn his material.
Fucking hell, Gabe.
Tell I've never done stand up.
Yes. Or a real job.
Yeah, so, you know, you do your research, you can find out, you know, like, if you're going to travel to a place, you go, like you've been to Moore, you've done shows there. You're like, I'd like to acknowledge the local Gamilaroi people. Mate, straight away, they're going to, you know, you're showing them respect no matter where you go.
Do you
know
have
what
to
I mean?
say I'd like to acknowledge? Couldn't you just say g'day? Like,
Yeah,
g'day?
of course, mate. You say what you want.
I think the traditional way that white people go, like the traditional welcome to
Can I
country.
put this down a bit or not?
Does it go down anymore?
Might be as low as it goes. Just do you want to just to look at him?
Want me to sit on a cushion or something? There you go.
Sorry, mate.
I'm
Couple of
looking.
phone books. It's in a bad spot.
Sorry, Tanya.
I feel like the traditional welcome to country that white people do is very like it's too professional.
Professional or
It's too structured.
yeah,
it's not
yeah,
real.
It's gammon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's forced.
Yeah,
It's not
so
authentic.
like you're not doing that.
yeah, it's token.
Yeah.
Tokenism.
You're
Yeah.
not doing it because you care about the people or the land that you're on.
Yeah.
You're doing it because you're forced to do it. I hate that shit. I hate that about anything. It's the same with the being forced to call someone, like with the whole Jordan Peterson thing. The reason he sort of rose to fame was he was being forced to call people by the pronouns that they want to be called by. And if he didn't, he could get fired. He could get this, that, or the
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
right? And I don't think you should be forced into anything that doesn't affect people or doesn't actually hurt people. Obviously, you should be forced not to hurt people, obviously. But when it comes to a welcome to country, you should say it because you generally want to, not
Yeah.
because you're like, oh,
Well, there's a
fuck.
difference though, right?
Yeah.
You if you're not a traditional owner of the area, you can't do a welcome to country, right? If you're not a traditional owner there, you got to do an acknowledgement. Of
Acknowledgement of country.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
anyone,
welcome to countries like the best ones I've seen are Uncle is the fella that does them at the NRL Grand Final. It's Uncle. I
Is he
can't
the
think of his
dude who
name.
did the one up in Queensland or?
No, he might have done Origin or he might have
Yeah,
done the NRL
Origin.
Grand Final, but it's fucking Uncle. I can't think of his name, but it's like it's a really great welcome to country as opposed to like you're saying like the ones where you'll see fucking Malcolm Turnbull or someone go like him.
Yeah,
like,
'cause
it's,
he-
all off the same template. You know?
Yeah.
it's like fucking land here. Like exactly. It's
He walks in. I know who you're talking about. He walks in and he goes, Uncle Al. Is that him? or no? Uncle John Graham?
I don't know.
Regardless of who it is, he gets up there and it's like we're all there for a big gathering, right?
Yeah.
Which is what State of Origin or the
Yeah.
footy or whatever sporting event we're having. It's a gathering. All the people have come together, all sharing food and drinks and experiences, and he says, "Welcome to our land." Like that's good. That is exactly
awesome.
what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But you get a politician and we're standing on the ground and this and this and that, and they don't give a flying fuck.
No.
They don't care about Aboriginal people. They don't care about the land they're on.
No.
They're just doing it because they want people to look at them a certain way. And I hate that shit.
Last time I got asked to do Acknowledgement of the Country was at one of the jobs I had a few years ago. I walked in, I'm working with support, like disability support, right? And I walked into the office before the meeting. And I'm just like this, as I am now, just casual. And there was two, I'm just going to say white ladies sitting on the lounge, right? And I never knew them from a bar of soap. I knew one of the other workers over there. I said, "G'day, how you going, brother?" "Yeah, good." And I looked at the ladies, and because they kind of watch you as you walk in. And when you look at them, they kind of look away.
How old were they?
Probably late 20s, early
Oh, really?
30s. Yeah.
Okay.
Right? And they kind of looked away, like didn't want to acknowledge me there at all. Yeah. Right? Like I wasn't even there. And then later on, they asked, I think they thought I was one of the clients. Right? And so when I'm sitting in on the meeting, right, they're kind of looking like this, looking at me like that. And then they asked me to do it, acknowledging my country. I went, "No, I'm not going to do it." And I said, "Well, why? You do it every other time." I said, "Yeah, but I've walked in here, right? I said, 'G'day, old mate over here.' I turned around, this other two ladies there, they wouldn't even acknowledge my presence. Yeah. So I'm not going to do acknowledgement of the country right now."
See, I thought you were going to say that they were older women.
No, younger women, yeah.
That's strange.
I mean, they're sitting there and they're supposed to be working with Koori people.
Right.
And yet they can't even acknowledge the Koori people they work with,
Yeah.
like colleagues, And that was just, I thought that was very rude.
I mean,
Start
walking
with-
in there with a bong in your hand probably wasn't the right move. But
No.
still.
I left that in the car.
That is, because that really, when you said that, I was like, oh, they must have just been old women just being.
No, young
but
ones.
chicks.
Young ones, yeah. And it's not whether I was black or white, mate. It's just common courtesy to say g'day to someone
You
when
don't
they
just,
turn around.
as soon as
and
you look
"G'day,
away
how you
from someone, it's like something's wrong. You're avoiding the awkward. Like, all you have to do is give them a polite smile or a nod.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about it on the podcast the other week. Whenever I meet someone who is Indigenous or has an Indigenous background, I always shake their hand with the shake, the one up like that, and then back.
Yeah.
That's all. I've always done.
You got to
that.
watch that.
Now, I heard that as well. You got to watch that. So why is that?
Well, no matter where you go, it's always different.
Yeah. But that's the
I've
only
got a
one.
joke about that too. by
That's
the
the only
way.
one I know. That's the only one
Well,
I
do
know.
your whole set now. Do your whole set.
So what? So if is that a disrespectful thing or a respectful thing? Because I've always been told it was quite respectful to do that.
Yeah. Well, mate, look, it doesn't matter whether you're black or white, man. If you're going to shake someone's hand, right, you got some guys who squeeze the fuck out of your hand.
I hate that shit.
Right? And he's the kind of guy who wants to dominate you. And I'm the alpha male here.
Blokes will do the one where they turn your hand over.
Oh.
It's like the dominant.
Yeah, same
Like
thing.
they're
all
like
that
they go
kind of
like
shit.
and they'll turn you. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. The guys who squeeze my hand, right, like, they got no idea whether I've got a broken wrist or bloody anything, right? So no regard, right? I actually say, "Oh, mate, did you squeeze it hard enough?"
Yeah.
Fuck, man, you didn't have to do that.
What about a good wet fish though?
Put it on- yeah.
There's nothing worse than a wet fish.
You just got to go everywhere, like anything, in the middle. You just
Yeah.
want to be in the middle.
Yeah.
I got a mate called Stretch. I don't know if you know Stretch out at Dudley there.
Yeah, I know
But
Stretch.
big Stretch, about my height. He's an older guy, probably about 45 now, old Stretch. But anyway, sorry if you're younger. But if he misses you with a shake and he gets the edges of your fingers, you know that one where you can't quite get in there? He goes, and he speaks real just like...
He's funny.
He's a funny dude. He's just like, "Hey, I'm sorry, brother. Let's do that again."
Get it right in there. Yeah, get it right
I love
in.
that. I remember he did it to me one day, and he's just like, he stopped what he was doing. He's like, hey, I'm so sorry, brother. Let's do that again. Get back in.
Yeah.
He's, I mean,
Mate, that's
you learn a lot about a person by their
mate,
handshake.
that's good though, right? The
Yeah.
fact that he's done that, like, to me, that shows you respect.
Yeah.
You know what? That fucked up. Let's do it again. Yeah.
I love that shit. I love that
I
shit.
got
I like acknowledging a bad handshake too.
Yeah.
It's like you're saying, like you got to acknowledge it. Otherwise, if you let it go, then it's weird.
Then it's awkward.
Then it's weird.
You just go, mate, come on, bros. Let's get back in here. That's all.
But a lot of people will say, like, men will say, oh, mate, you can determine a man's, by the way he shakes your hand.
Yeah.
Well, a load of shit.
Yeah.
Right? I got my wife's cousin-in-law, as in, like, her first cousin's wife. Right? And she grew up, on a farm. White lady, right? Beautiful woman, right? She's deadly, she is. And old Lisa. And she goes, why do black fellas shake hands like that? I said, I don't know. Why what? She goes, I was bred up where... Because she shakes like a man, like really hard, and she's like farmer's
country girl,
daughter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like grabbing onto her
Yeah,
shirt.
and she, my father told me, good firm handshake and this and that. Like, I said, so what's wrong with the other one? So she said, it takes too long. I said, well, there you go.
Where you got to be?
I said, there you go. So it just goes to show how much time we got for our brothers
Yeah.
from the start. Even if it does take so long.
Yeah.
No matter where you come from, it's always different.
Yeah.
No, I love that shit. Whenever I meet a brother, I always shake his hand that way.
But when you go to the Koori knockout,
Yeah.
right, my missus gets the shits because it takes me so long to get in the gate.
There's some good slap ups.
How you going,
knockout.
brother? And then she see me standing there, she'll just keep walking and then line up for the tickets.
Fuck.
Right? And
I'll see you in fucking half an hour.
Yeah. And that's why the Koori knockout went from a 2-day event to a 3-day event.
Just for handshakes.
Right. You got 65 teams, right? All shaking hands after each game. 50 people on the field.
Yeah.
Right? The kids are sitting in the car, the lights are turned off, and the mum, where's dad? He's still on the field shaking hands.
The knockout's the gnarliest rugby league you'll ever see. Like,
It's up there with the Papua New Guinea Rugby League.
I reckon it's probably
Have you
harder.
ever watched the
'Cause
highlights of that?
The knockout they play, to win the knockout, you got to play five games in 3 days.
Oh, no. You got to play one game at a time. You lose your first game, you're out.
Yeah, but how many games? Like if you won it, but if you won it, how many games would you have played by the time you get to the final?
Well, you probably play one or two on the Saturday.
Yeah,
And depending on which end of the draw you came into it,
yeah,
right, you'd probably get 3 to 4 on the Sunday, right? And if you win them, then you're in the top 4.
So then you'd play 2 on the last day.
Well, yeah, if you win.
Yeah, so you might play 6 games in 3 days.
Are they full games?
Full?
No,
they play shorter games on the first
20-minute
day.
halves.
Okay.
Right? 20-minute halves, all in the first couple of rounds. And then as you get in the semi-finals, 30 minutes, 40 minutes each way in the final.
Yeah.
But it's like old school footy, like the rest high shit go.
Yeah,
like
100%.
The boys are knocking the
And
like skillful. Like it's wild.
And there's a lot of like Aboriginal players who are in the NRL who come back and play for the clubs that they grew up around and all that type of stuff, which is crazy to see. I just wanted to draw your attention to if you look on YouTube and go to the Papua New Guinea Rugby League, and you check out the dudes. I think. Jesus, PAPNEU Guinea. That is offensive.
Papua New-
PNG.
Do you get docked for
that's
that?
what
Does
I
he
said,
get
that.
docked for this?
He should get docked.
What am I
for it.
searching? PNG.
Rugby League
He's will PNG.
highlights or big hits. Have a look at I'm sure you've seen these. Go to that second one.
Oh, the boys are playing in the mud.
Have you seen this? It's hectic, and just once it loads, eventually.
Yeah, I'll just had to get the screen for the people at home.
Like, have a look at these blokes, and this is in a country where rugby league is its national game. Like, these blokes just go hammer and tong. Like, they kick off here, and it's just like some of the most hectically 1980s football you've ever seen.
Oh, bang.
Like, they just fucking go. Like, like, look at that. That's off a kickoff, and there's this bloke just straight. There is no footwork. It's just flat out. Every single hit up is just Usa. Buzzer. I love watching this shit. Like, it's like how footy was back in the 90s.
The PNG have got a team in the Q Cup now.
Yeah.
It's the PNG Hunters or whatever. And it's like, they reckon it's the hardest trip is they go to Port Moresby or whatever and play.
Fuck that.
And they reckon it's hot. The crowds are out of control and the boys just bar up and like just
The crowds want to kill you.
Yeah. And then they just the boys just knock the shit
Like,
out of
this
you.
is their-
No one can go up there and win.
This is their national sport, and
Yeah.
you're coming over to play their national
Yeah.
team, which the Queensland Cup version, but their national team. Like, of course they want to kill you.
yeah, it's good.
I
Good
get
shit.
that. I love that they're bringing the PNG squad in.
Yeah. Fiji got a team in now too.
Really?
Yeah, they had a team in the New South Wales Cup last year.
Oh, do they have to travel to Fiji to play, or they?
I don't know. I think they might be based in
They
Sydney, but
They should. They should
be
be.
a good away game.
How good would that be for Fiji though? Like,
Yeah.
you have all these teams coming. Like, that's beautiful tourism, and you get people at the games and all that type
Be
of
good.
stuff.
Be
See,
nice
that's
away
where
game.
rugby league, because rugby league and rugby union and a lot of sports in Australia, they take from the Pacific Islands,
Yeah.
but they don't give anything back.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe they give some jerseys to PNG. Oh, cool. All right. Give them some footy. Give them some reason for people to come and visit. Pump up their tourism, That's
good.
Look after their fields. You've got this $1 billion TV deal and you're doing fuck all.
Yeah.
It's the same with country football.
Yeah.
They don't do shit. Cunts. I hate it.
fired up.
I fucking hate it. I hate
Oh,
but
oh,
it's just
Pet-
big. It's big business.
Petro, Super Saver,
Yeah.
mate, a percentage of his every dollar he made in NRL with the PG.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Google that, mate.
You got to fact check that. Could be talking out your ass.
Petro is a gun player too. This is the problem when we get blokes into the podcast who are like from the same area as us. All we do is talk footy.
Talk footy. We had Matty Croker in, and all we did
PG.
was talk footy.
Do you want a beer?
No, I won't. I won't.
You good, Deck?
Hey?
You good for a beer?
What time is it? How long are we going to hang around?
About another hour or so.
Yeah, why not? What do you got?
I got.
I'll get 'em.
I got. Can you get me a wild?
I thought you'd have your own beer by now, mate.
That's next.
Nah, we got stuff happening. Gabe, do you want a beer?
What do you want?
Gabe's still trying to work out how to spell Petro Sivanasiva.
Let's keep hitting him with tough ones.
Mate, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, what's he up to today?
What do you want? That's wild.
Oh, the wild one, yeah, the gluten-free one, Deck. It's good for you.
Gluten free.
Super dry. Oh, what about what?
You have a vegan one?
Nah, grab the Bradbury one. Last Man. This one is from sent in by what's his name? Bloody Stephen Bradbury. You know Stephen Bradbury, the bloke who won the gold in the
Yeah, yeah.
in the
Everyone else
skating?
tripped around.
This is his
fell
beer.
over
It's
him.
called Last Man
Last
Standing.
Yeah, he's,
it's
played,
really
he's
good.
played right into it.
So he sent it into the podcast for us
Yeah,
to enjoy.
yeah.
He's a good man.
How good is that? Eh? Last man standing.
Yeah. So we spoke on the phone the other day, and it was Australia Day.
Yeah.
I think it was Australia Day. Cheers, bro.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you very much for coming along. I appreciate it, mate. Gabe, good on you.
Anything, get out of the house, mate. I got 6 kids, man. Jeez.
You got
Oh.
6 kids. I knew you had I thought you had 4.
No, 6.
6. So you don't get Netflix.
Well, 6 that I know of, anyway.
So why 6? What made you go for 6?
Nice round figure. I was talking about me missus then. But
Because my mum and dad have got 5, and I ask mum all the time. I said, "Why would you do 5?" And she goes, "I don't know."
well, it's funny. Funny you said that. I think me and the missus only talking about it like a day or so ago. I said none of our kids were planned. I know a lot of people. Oh, we plan to have kids. Nothing ever goes to fucking plan. No. So if we planned not to have kids, we probably would have had 10. Things just happen, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Particularly mistakes. I often talk to people about the where even my brothers, right? I say, mate, don't worry about STDs. Just wear a condom. Like you can take a pill for an STD.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the reason why we had 6 kids.
Up, old son.
Contraception.
So you rang me on Australia Day to invite me.
Was it really?
Yes. I think, or it might have been the day before. You rang me last week.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want me to get it in my phone and figure out what day it was?
Yeah, no, go on.
Anyway.
If you want.
So Derrick Vale called me last Thursday on the
It was.
26th of
It
January
was.
at 10 o'clock. There you go.
There you go.
And
He could have just made anything up then too, mate.
and you said
I have to
to
check
me
my phone.
Yeah.
That's
You-
not my phone.
I'll set you up. That's mine.
you said to me about Australia Day and you mentioned Invasion Day and what
Yeah.
what does that day mean to you?
It was last Thursday, right?
Yes.
Payday.
Good answer. Because we had a podcast that day, and we put up this video from it talking about that. And I said this to you on the phone. I was like, I understand that there's a lot of hurt that comes with that date. And if that genuinely hurts people, then let's move it. But what I don't accept is that we shouldn't have a day worth celebrating. And we put up this video on TikTok, I think it was today or something like that, with that clip. And man, the people who come after me just going, you've changed, you've sold out, you've been brainwashed. And I was like, man, like there's got to be a point where somehow white people and Indigenous people can somehow come together collectively as one and deal with the trauma of the past.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens, but if we can both make sacrifices and come together, because this shit of white v black, which is not, I think it doesn't happen as much as people actually say in the media. It's all like a big beat up in a lot of cases, because I know a lot of Aboriginal dudes and a lot of Aboriginal dudes know a lot of white dudes, and it's all cool. Like it's very rarely an actual problem. But there's got to be a point where we can come together and sort of come to some conclusion where we can not move past it, not forget the problems of the past and the recent past, but much like they do in NZ, they respect the Indigenous culture, like the Kiora and all that type of stuff. They integrate it into the language and the day-to-day life. I don't know, Decca, where do you come to
the difference
that?
between us and New Zealand is they have a treaty.
Yeah,
We don't.
So what? So explain it. What would the treaty be? Because people throw that word around like on the TV. We don't want a treaty. We do want a treaty. What does that mean?
Well, look at the dynamics these days, man. All right, it's what 250 odd years nearly or something, right? Since Captain Cook landed or settlement or whatever you want to call it, right? I think it's past that treaty. You know, things have changed.
Yeah.
Right, times have changed. Right. People will say, "Oh, yeah, 250 something years ago, we got invaded." You know, I like to say we let yous in.
Yeah.
Right, but 250 years later, we haven't let yous back out again. Right, so you ain't going nowhere, man.
No.
Like,
We like
we're
it
going to
here.
keep you here.
We
sticking
like
around.
it here. It's not raining as much as England. But that's another
Like
thing.
all jokes aside, though,
Yeah.
man. I like to me, like, no matter what you say as an individual person, right, black or white, someone else is gonna fucking jump down your throat
Yeah.
about it, you know. Even your own brother might say something, you know. But that's the same could be said for politics,
Yeah.
you know. No matter what fucking you're talking about, right?
Someone's going to disagree.
Someone's going to disagree. You know, it doesn't matter. Like to me, the change the date thing, that's got some merit. You know, change Australia Day thing. You know, like change it to another day. I mean, if we're all Australian anyway, right? I know a lot of white guys say, "Yeah, I'm an Aussie." Fucking so am I.
Of course.
You know, and I'll say when I talk to another Māori brother, you know, and he's not going to say he's Aussie. He's from New Zealand,
Yeah.
right? But he's lived here all his life, even born here, you know. And he was talking about say Isaac, right? Oh, you know that Aussie guy? I was saying, fucking narrow it down, mate. What are you talking about? Be more specific, you know. Yeah. Oh, that white Aussie guy.
Yeah.
Talking about Isaac. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like seems to me like other races or minorities in Australia say that only white Australians are Aussies.
Yeah.
It's the only way to define you, right?
Yeah.
But yet, when an Aussie robs a bank, they're looking for a Caucasian.
Yeah.
They're the only white guys who get in trouble, man.
Yeah.
And I've had enough of it.
Right? They're not looking for that bogan. They're not looking for the Aussie. You know, they're not looking
Caucasian
for
male.
They're looking for that Caucasian male.
Well, the same happens in America. If you're in New York and you're an Italian, but you have no one in your family's lived in Italy for 200 years.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, mate? Yeah, you've got Italian heritage.
Yeah.
No one's taking that away from you,
Yeah.
but you're American, you know?
Yeah, well, see, they say the Italian American, like an African American,
Yeah.
right? And they'll say that, you know, or the Italian community in New Jersey or wherever, right? And yet, how long they got to be? How long they got to
At
be?
what point do you go,
Yeah,
they're just Americans?
yeah. How
At
long
what
they got
point?
to be there for?
Is it 500? Is it 100 years, 200, 500
Yeah.
years? At what point?
Yeah. Same shit with me comedy.
Yeah.
Right? They introduce me, oh, as an Aboriginal comedian, can't I just be a fucking comedian?
Yeah.
You know?
But they do that the same thing. They do it in Melbourne. They do it in Newcastle at comedy nights. They go an all-female comedy night, an all-Aboriginal comedy night. It's like, just get the best people on.
Mate, just if you want to sell tickets, don't put the word Aboriginal in there, right? Because the last time you did at Newcastle Comedy Club,
Didn't go real well.
fucking 20 people there, mate.
Really? But the Kura blokes
The thing was
the
that,
best
right?
comics.
But they put it on a Thursday night, remember? You was in Maitland the same night.
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
Wasn't that recently?
Yeah, same night.
That was when we were up at Maitland.
With Frenchie.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did
with
that
Frenchie.
deliberately
Yeah,
as
yeah.
white people.
Yeah.
Just
We
to
knew
take-
you guys were playing and we were like,
we were taking the crowd from you.
let's.
No, well, the thing was, you already had that booked, right? We were supposed to do it on a Friday night. So something happened in Newcastle and they put it back to the Thursday night, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking, it's not pension day, man.
They're not going to get him out
You're
of
not going to get a big crowd.
You got to put these things on pension day or a Friday.
That's right.
Fuck
yeah.
me.
It was the wrong week to start.
Yeah.
I think-
Fortnightly, yeah.
Yeah, fortnightly,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
A lot of people disagree with what I said about belonging to culture too, but I think I'm onto something. I don't feel a part of Scottish culture or Irish culture or English culture at all. I feel more aligned with Aboriginal culture because this is my country and this is their country. In comparison to the Irish and the Scottish and all that type of stuff, because none of my family's been in any of those parts of the world or born in any of those parts of the world for 100 or so years. So I feel like we're all closer than we even give credit for.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we're all born in the exact same nation. At what point do we go, okay, then we're all just one? But then you don't want to take someone's Indigenous culture away from them. But then you have all these white people who don't associate with that English culture at all, and they just call themselves Australian. So what do you do in that sense? Do you say to Aboriginal people, no, you're Australian now, you're not Indigenous?
Seems like an identity thing because Australia's like as a colonized nation is so young. We don't really know our identity. Like, you know, we've got like an Indigenous heritage, but we were settled by the English. But then we kind of, as Aussies, we kind of don't like the English.
Yeah.
So we're kind of going, well, what are we? Oh, we're Aussie. Well, what's that?
Yeah.
That's what it kind of seems like. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. You say like, oh, he's an Aussie. It's like, well, what's that? But we're so young as a settled country.
Yeah.
We don't really know what that means. It seems like anyway.
I mean, I guess the big issue for Aboriginal people is more so in more remote parts of the country. Am I right in saying that?
What do you mean? More so what?
Well, simple things like up in Alice Springs, like sanitation, electricity, all those type of things, like basic human, what we see as rights. And everyone would consider them rights, having those. And the government doesn't provide that for them or doesn't do good enough of a job. But all of the conversation around race seems to be about issues and concepts that don't really affect people, like things like implicit bias, which no doubt exists. A lot of people have biases against other people of other colours and religions and all that type of stuff. But to say that that's the biggest issue all the time is not something that you can prove or disprove. Rather than focusing on the actual issues that you can put ones and zeros next to fix, they try and fix these problems that are all culture wars. You know what I mean? Like it seems like not a waste of time, and I'm sure there should be something done around that, but maybe there are other things that you could do. And I'm not across them. I don't know what they should be doing, but I've been to places like up in Townsville where crime is really, really bad with the local kids. And a lot of them happen to be Indigenous kids. So what are we doing to fix those problems? Is it something that the white people are doing? Is it something that we're not doing? Is it something that the government's doing? Because the government's made up of black people and white people. I don't fucking know. But it feels like we need to be the generation to somehow fix this. Now, I don't know if we could. I don't know if we will, but it feels like we should.
Well, the politicians are getting younger. You know, when I was a kid, mate, there wouldn't have been any politician under 40 or even look under 50. You know, so the politicians are the new age. You know, I got a nephew up Barrowville. He's in his 20s and he's a counsellor.
In his 20s?
In his 20s. Yeah, but that shit's happening everywhere. You know. And then on the other end of the scale, Uncle Martin, he's been on the council in Nambucca Valley for 20-odd years, right? So you got a young Aboriginal man here on the council, and you got an older Aboriginal man there, you know, with that longevity of being on a local council. 20 years, 30 years ago wouldn't have been thought of. You know what I mean? Black people have been lucky to vote. My mother was, when she was born, she wasn't, she was 22 before she was allowed to vote after 67 referendum. So that's how far we're behind to start with, right? When it comes to kind of change, right? We weren't allowed in the system. You know, in some parts, like we don't even know we're in a fucking system or be allowed to be part of a system. I think it's all about education. It's a major thing, right? You're not going to learn nothing unless you find out yourself or be told. But a lot of shit people aren't going to tell you. Basic shit. You know, like enterprise for example, right? Why wait for that? Be told to start your own business or how to do that. They don't teach that shit in school, do they?
No. I was just thinking, like, you come out of school and you don't know anything about fucking interest rates, home ownership, fucking first, like, you don't know.
You're just supposed to work it out.
No, and they're all like, you know, supposedly like the most important things. But like you say, like, you come out of school and you don't know.
No.
Enterprise, starting your own business, fucking what it is to work for yourself.
How do you get
I'm
it?
30. I'm just learning all that stuff now.
Yeah.
And it's only because I had someone show me.
How do you get it? How do you get an ABN? How do you do your tax? Who does your tax?
Yeah.
Do you need someone to do your tax?
Yeah.
You probably do it yourself. Man, and it's mad that no one teaches you that. But giving people, as you say, education, give the people the tools to do whatever they want to do, and then they can actually utilise them. But I think that's just not just in the Indigenous community. That's
in every
that's
community.
everyone.
Well, that's
It's everyone. Yeah, that's right.
And it starts with everyone.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But it comes down to that individual as well, right? And well, you know yourself, man. If you wouldn't be here today if you didn't want to do this,
Yeah.
right? You can think something. Your affirmations, hey, you think it, you say it, and you do it. It becomes real, you know. And then you sit back and think, "Fuck, I'm actually doing this. It's actually happening." Right? And then you look around you, like from where I sit, I look around me and I want to bring my people with me.
Yeah.
You know, everyone who works for me works for themselves. I don't employ them. They're all subcontractors. You know, and they didn't do that before. They worked for everybody else. You know, but now I show them that opportunity. This is it. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody else can do it. I think I got that mindset from my mum. My dad died when I was little. Mum always said to me, and it's still here, you can do whatever you put your mind to. That's simple. Right? And it's everybody. Right? You see this shit on TikTok. Sorry, man, I know that's your
No, I shouldn't.
fucking dropping it everywhere.
Phone and a wallet.
You see people on TikTok because they're out there and someone's going to listen to them. Right? Like yourself, you're on YouTube, people are going to listen to you. You were doing this, people will listen to us. Fuck knows where, but
Yeah, somewhere.
they're somewhere.
Somewhere. Hopefully.
One or two. Yeah.
Hopefully.
And you know, someone might learn something,
Yeah.
something they've never heard before. You know, like you said, how you get an ABN. You know, what about insurances? Right? People live in fear of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown. Fucking oath.
Fear of the unknown.
I talk a lot about that victimhood complex. And that's what I worry about when there's always these conversations of race and gender and all that type of stuff. If you hear from the people you look up to that you'll never achieve something because of your gender, your race, your religion, then you won't try. And even though it might be tougher for you, you've still got to try. It's not like life's not fair and it sucks that, you know, you might not be able to do something that the person, the man, the woman next to you could do just because of how they were born. But if you don't try and if you live in this victimhood mentality, like I will never achieve that because I'm X, Y, or Z, then you're never going to move forward. And I think that's it's reprehensible based on the fact that there are people making money off teaching people that. And that's how they make their dough. And yet there's all these young kids that are learning that, like with TikTok, they're learning that every single day and it's being cemented because it becomes a part of the algorithm that is reality for them. And it will always be reality for them because once it's set in stone and that is their day-to-day, they'll never leave it. And that's got to be horrifying for people to if you've got a dream or whatever, to then look at yourself in 5 years and go, oh, no, I couldn't do that. And then it goes to their kids because they teach their kids that they can't do something because they were taught that they can't do something. And it's intergenerational.
Yeah, transgenerational. Yeah.
Transgeneration.
Yeah.
Intergenerational, transgenerational.
Goes on and on. But the
My
buck
word.
can stop here.
Yeah.
You know, it can stop with you. You know, it can stop with your. You don't want to pass that same shit on.
No.
You know, I mean, I grew up on the Ounce Commission, right? My mum grew up on a mission, right? For those who don't know what missions are, just Google up there from.
How many S's? Gabe's going, how many?
We'll get back to you in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it MISH?
You know, so my mum grew up on more a mission where she had to go to school, couldn't go to town. You know, wasn't allowed off the mission.
So is there a difference between a housing commission and a mission?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody oath.
Big difference.
So what?
there's
I
an
don't
M.
think.
So housing commission is given to you by the government, right? It's a house.
Just put Aboriginal mission.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's the same thing. Same thing with the Aboriginal mission.
Aboriginal. So it's, take people through what a if they're not listening and they're not in Australia, take people through what a mission is.
A mission?
Yeah.
Oh, look, in different places they'll call them reserves.
Mm-hmm.
Like in America
and
they'll
that,
go, oh yeah, the Native Reserve. Basically, that's all it is.
Yep.
Right? But the difference between a reserve and a mission here is a mission will run by churches. Right? So all the missions had a church close by or on the mission, you know? And, you know, the government had mission managers, right, who wouldn't let people on or off the mission, you know?
Right.
My grandfather went to World War II,
Yeah.
right? Come back and had to get exemption just to come into town.
Why?
Well, that's the fucking arcs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the bullshit that would.
I'd love to know the reasoning from the government at the time or the mission at the time. in that
Here he is
town.
in the trenches with some guy, but then when he comes home, you know, wearing them hats, you know, not the German one, but
He might have been wearing that one as a joke.
and then come home.
They wouldn't let.
Well, my pop was a sniper, so he might have been wearing one of them.
Put that one on after a few stubbies.
They wouldn't let Derrick's grandfather Franz back into the
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, so but when he come back home, he wasn't entitled to the same things that his mates in
fought
the
for.
trench was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He fought. To me, like, you got a bayonet, my God. We're talking about me pop. Mate, that bayonet, right, is like a thing in our family.
Show
you know?
Decker the German bayonet just there.
Is that the one behind you?
Yeah. So this is a German bayonet from World War II.
Oh, World War II.
You can touch it.
No.
You don't want it? No.
Well, it's like an artifact, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Bad juju.
huh?
Bad
No. Just I'd rather have a look at that one.
You have a look at
Grab
that
that
one?
one for.
That's a.
So growing up, you know, we
I was like, why there? Do you mind switching the lights?
Oh, fuck.
The mum and dad show lights on.
Nice one, Gabe.
Yeah, I know.
Switching shows.
We just start again.
Welcome back.
Oh, it's all right. People
yeah,
use
look
their
at that.
imaginations.
Same, man. Yeah.
So this is
You're right.
This is a Marine's knife
Oh, yeah.
from World War II.
Yeah, it's a US. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's called a K-bar.
Sit on the end of the.
I want to
No,
take
I
you
don't-
to
no,
the
I don't think
K-bar.
These didn't sit on there.
Yeah.
These would sit on a belt or on whatever you'd have around your waist. And this was issued to every Marine. It's a pretty cool knife.
Yeah.
How'd you get your hands on it?
This was given to me by a Patreon member, actually.
Shout out
Very
Patrick.
nice guy. Same with the German helmet and the American helmet, and the Australian helmet was given to another guy, and another guy on Patreon gave me the German bayonet. But that's actually a proper bayonet, the German one, which would be attached to a rifle.
Yeah.
And that's one of the longest bayonets that was ever used in any war. I guess if it's any longer, it affects aiming, and I guess with the weight of a rifle, it would start to dip down, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's why. But yeah, it's crazy to think that you can have someone fighting next to someone, and then they don't get
They
allowed
weren't
back
even
into
allowed
town.
in town, you know? Not even in the pubs and shit like that there, you know? So,
When because we're talking about 1967 being the referendum to allow Aboriginal people to vote. Is that correct? And a couple other things?
yeah, maybe a few other things. I mean, I'll right into it. If you go, people like the Freedom Riders, you hear about them?
Yeah. Oh, I think so. Maybe. I don't know what Gabe's Googling.
I'm just searching when they're allowed to vote, or do we know?
When were Aboriginal Australians allow
I was trying to get it out quick. I was going to do it while he's talking, but I've obviously distracted us.
I think it is the 1967 referendum. But when was the stolen generation? That was the 50s, right? 50s and 60s?
Look, there's something I mentioned to you the other day, right?
Yeah.
And let's just say it, right? I tell a joke about being part of the stolen generation. You know that,
I know that.
right?
That's interesting. Welcome to country.
1962.
Acknowledgement of country on the website.
1962.
Cool.
Okay. Well, can you just look? Sorry, just look up stolen generation years. Sorry, Deck, go on.
Yeah. You know, and as you know, I'm
Up into the 70s. Fuck, that's not long ago.
as you know, I'm an academic, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I sit down with you guys like and start talking about my uni stuff, and
Yep.
you don't want nothing to do with me because I'm fucking smarter than you.
What did you do at uni?
Look, I was working in community development. See, so when I might as well get a degree in this.
Yep.
You know, then I got a honours degree in Aboriginal history.
Yep.
You know, and I come back here to I've done it at Curtin in Perth. Come back to Newcastle to do a PhD, right? And they said, "I will just do a master's first, and we'll update you." So right now I'm halfway through a PhD doing Aboriginal history.
You're going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Deck.
I mean, no gynecologist, but I'll have a look.
But I'll take a look.
That's a shirt. I've seen Dex
Derrick
with
Vale,
shirts like
I'll
that.
take a look.
I'm not a gynecologist, but I'll take a look.
What do you think, Blue? You've played with a lot of Koori fellas.
Yeah.
This is
What do I think about what?
well. This is it's a very it's one of those subjects you're not supposed to talk about if you're white, but I feel like we should talk about. Is just the relationship. Like there's no issue in my world between white fellas and black fellas.
I think sort of what Derrick was saying before is like, you posted that clip on TikTok. People jump down your throat regardless of anything. I think it's a conversation that always seems to flare up around January 26th.
Yeah.
And like any issue, you always get presented with the extremes. And it's like, people don't want to change the date. People do want to change the date. People that don't want to are presented as like hardcore nationalists. People that do want to change it are inner city lefties. Reality is, in the middle somewhere, there's not a real big divide like you would probably be led to think. That's how it is. Like, yeah.
I think most people are in the middle. They're like, we want an Australia Day, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. It
not
represents a lot of hurt.
Let's
change the date. Like, yeah, it's fucking like it's not hard. Like,
Just going back to your question about the stolen generation thing.
Yeah, before this white person just jumped in. Fucking dog.
As soon as I mentioned my education, he wants to change the subject.
well, I was gonna say I'm a scaffolder, mate. So you're making me feel like shit. You're talking about you doing a PhD.
That's all right, mate. I'm still a labourer by
That makes you
trade.
feel a little bit better. That makes you feel a little bit better.
PhD by trade.
Yeah. But yeah, look, I said to you the other day, Peter Reid, the author Peter Reid, actually coined the phrase "stolen generation," right? So to me, when I look at it, it's not a fucking thing, right? Things happen to people; they got fucking kidnapped. Someone takes your kid away from you, they're kidnapping your kids, plain and simple,
Yeah.
right? So why put a tag on it to say that it's all right to do as a policy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these are the governments back in the day.
And this was a part of assimilation, right?
Well, that's right. The brown children, basically, not the
Yeah.
black children, right? The kids who had a white father, say,
Sure.
right? They were, you know what? They're like this. They go, you know what? We'll take him over here because like he can assimilate into the white society a lot better than the darker ones, basically,
Yeah.
right? And then as time goes by, they didn't really care about the. Well, when I was growing up, you had your half caste, quarter caste, all that kind of shit, right? How you define an Aboriginal person. Now it's just different. You know?
Yeah. My cousin has red hair and freckles and she's Aboriginal.
Yeah.
And I don't believe her. It makes me sick. Just because she's got red hair, nothing to do with
Just the redheads,
Aboriginality.
yeah.
okay.
Redheads usually.
But that's that Scottish thing coming out, see?
It is. It is.
You know? And we've all got that.
The dirty Scots.
You know, we've all got a mixed blood in us. We're all mongrels, aren't we, in Australia?
100%.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, so whether you're black or white, right? If a black boy can't go on Ancestry.com and find his lineage because it's not fucking documented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We only go far back. If I put my surname or your mother's surname, it'll follow a white line.
Yeah,
It
right.
won't follow that black line
Yeah.
through my family. We go so far, right? But then 1900s, early 1900s, late 1800s, right? Then I'm going to tell the story about Uncle Joe Blow, who was born underneath the tree on the mission because he wasn't registered.
Yeah. Yeah.
See?
So it
Wasn't
doesn't
registered.
exist.
Doesn't exist,
Yeah.
you know?
Fuck, man.
And being registered, right, is just your membership form
To the government.
to the government.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it starts as a kid when they register you. You know? And then you have a choice as an 18-year-old whether you still want to be part of this club called Australia. Australian government that's run by them. Right? And then if you keep going, right, you can change your name. When you're 18, you can do what the fuck you want. You can change your name. Hey, and you don't have to be that person by name anymore. You know?
It's interesting. It was always a thing when we were growing up. Not fully related to what we're talking about, but like you'd play against like Samoan kids or like Tongan kids.
I fucking hated it.
But you'd be like, there was always the urban legend like they don't get their birth certificate till they're 4.
Yeah.
So you'd be like under 11s playing against kids who were like 16.
Because they're all man-childs.
Well,
Well,
yeah. You'd be like, nah, mate, in Tonga they don't get their birth certificates till they're 4.
Well, how many of them guys have to change their name because other people can't
Well,
pronounce it?
that was the other thing. So I grew up with
hate that.
Chanel Mataudia and a guy called, what I thought his name was Dylan Foster. His name's not Dylan Foster. It's Lamoto Taniela. But because the teachers at Hunter Sports High School couldn't pronounce his name, they just called him Dylan Foster.
Yeah.
And mate, there'd be 50
Yeah, there's heaps of them.
Samoan and Tongan kids at Hunter Sports High School. Exact same thing. Like Chanel's name wasn't
English name.
because the teachers couldn't pronounce their names or didn't want to have a crack at it or whatever.
yeah.
They did it at
They just give them a name that the white guys couldn't pronounce.
Well, that's how we got our names. That's how we got our
Exactly.
surnames.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you know, they got off the boat,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, the settlers, whatever you want to call them, right? And they got that one black fella come over there and yarn with them.
Yeah.
You know, get to know him. Oh, he says his name in his own lingo. Can't understand him. Oh, we just call you Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jack again.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
so he just becomes Jack, right? Go over there and work with Butterfield on his farm,
Yeah.
right? Next thing you know, he becomes Jack Butterfield.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Just because
Yeah.
he's with the Butterfields.
Yeah, right.
You
I'd
know?
look after him.
But when you look in history, man, yeah, that's right.
I would look after
Yeah,
him.
you should.
Jack.
When it comes to history, right? The word carpenter, the name carpenter, comes from a guy who was a fucking carpenter.
Yeah. Fletcher.
Yeah.
right.
Butterfield.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
You just churn butter in
Churn
fields.
butter.
just churning it up,
Right?
guys. Just
Yeah,
getting a
out in the
churn.
field with the bucket yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We had
Must
blokes.
be.
We had blokes, Chinese blokes, or they might have been Malaysian, and they had not to be racist, but they were one of those,
It's going to be pretty racist.
and they had Australian names.
yeah.
But I feel like there's two sides to that sword, because I've seen people. I think you should call people by their name and give it a go.
Yeah.
If it's a hard name, because some of those Pacific Island names are difficult.
Yeah.
That I've seen some people blow up, particularly on TikTok and stuff. The real woke people for people saying their name wrong, and they got these mad long names that are from 4 different languages mixed together. And I think you just got to go like, yep, give it a go. But if you fuck it up, I get it. All right, it's got to be annoying. But it's the same with Siobhan. You know the name Siobhan? Do you know how? Here, do you know how to spell the name Siobhan?
No chance.
The
no
Irish
chance.
You're asking him?
Spell Siobhan. Give it a go.
want me to try?
Siobhan. Siobhan. The Irish
Spell it.
spelling.
I'm
Give it a
starting
go.
with CH.
Yeah, give it a go. CH. Chevron. Chevron.
Chevion.
So that's
That's what I'd go.
it's actually SEIBHO. Is it?
There's SIO.
SIO.
There's
Oh.
B-O-N. Yeah.
BAHN.
Sibion.
Yeah, there
But that's just another name that's just extremely hard to say. Like, you just got to cop that if you got a different name.
I used to work at a pub, Belmont Sportsman's Club actually, and they had a Chinese bistro.
Give it a plug.
And well, they're shut down now, so not much of a plug. They went bust years ago.
Bring him back, I say.
But yeah, I mean, if the plug helps, bring him back. But the guy that ran the
Doing a
bistro,
roaring trade.
Chinese dude, and his name was Kevy Wong. Now his name was not Kevy Wong. His name, but everyone just used to call him Kevy. Like, I'll go see Kevy, because Belmont's like, coastal town. They're like,
But I reckon
we're not going to have a go at his name. That's
if
just
you
Kevy.
went to China or Malaysia, you'd have a Malay name.
Would I?
You would get given one.
You reckon?
I think so. Yeah.
By the locals.
By the locals.
Yeah.
I
After
think
a while,
so.
yeah.
Because it's if your name isn't in their language,
Yeah.
then you're not going to get the same name. You know, they're going to give you a nickname, or they're going to give you what I think it's just sort of part and parcel. And it's the same when the white settlers came here. Like they went all over the world and fucked up Indigenous cultures, and then people had done that before, and the Vikings did it to them. It's natural human part of human culture is to be a piece of shit to people you don't know. That's just what they did. Doesn't mean it's okay. Just means that's just like why it happened. And they didn't understand that what they're doing was incorrect or bad or horrible. Maybe they had a bit of
It
conscience.
was just a thing to do at the time.
It was just a thing
or maybe they just got ordered to do that.
Potentially.
You know?
Like who knows? And I think it's like it comes down to fucking just growing up as a species, becoming more self-aware. I mean, this shit happens now. There's more
Tribalism.
Well, Captain Cook come here because he got a job to do. Right?
Yeah.
He didn't come here to find Australia. They knew it was here. Right? He was a cartographer. He wasn't even a captain. You know what a cartographer is?
No.
Does
Google
maps.
that. No, does maps, exactly. Right? So his job was to map the east coast of Australia because the Dutch have already landed on the west coast. Right? So when he come into La Perouse, right, we let him in. Right? Because we thought it was the Dutch coming back with some better pot.
They do have good gear.
Go
Over
to the Dutch ovens. Straight out of Amsterdam, straight out of the red fucking, what's it called? The red light.
Red light district.
Yeah, there's actually some cartography, to use that word, that, you know, so the Dutch came here in what, the 1600s, something like that. They reckon that there's some maps that show from the early 14 and 1500s that actually show a landmass here. So I think someone else came here as well back in the Dizzy. So it's really, really interesting. That was
If you look at it, it's all in history, mate. If you do your research, you know, the Chinese have been coming here for centuries.
I bet they have.
centuries, you know, and all the Asian countries, you know. Don't tell me the Balinese didn't show up here.
Yeah.
You
Even
know?
the Kiwis.
Yeah.
Surely.
From they're still doing it.
I know. We've got to
across
stop
the
it.
Got to put a stop to that shit.
Particularly in the scaffold industry.
yeah.
That needs to
Well,
stop.
no, we need to keep the scaffolders coming across.
Do all the shit jobs.
Well, I got told a joke the other day, and
It'll be about scaffolders.
no,
Good.
it's about
About Kiwis?
it's about the tall ships,
Okay.
right? When they send the tall ships coming in, right, the black holes are on the bank going, oh, he comes another tall ship. Oh, but at least they can speak English. Just more white people.
Straight overhead.
I don't see colour, mate. I don't see colour. Decker. So what are we going to do with you, mate? We need to get you back into stand-up every week. Forget your job. Forget the family.
I don't have a job, mate. I actually don't have a job.
You're a boss. You have a
Yeah,
job.
that's right, yeah.
You're a leader.
You haven't even got employees because everyone's subcontracted.
That's right. If
Your
they don't-
workplace
if
doesn't exist.
they don't show up, they don't get paid. That's it. Like anyone else.
Good way
you
to
know?
do it.
Yeah.
It's a great way to do it. No
Yeah,
sick
yeah.
leave. That's what I'm doing with fucking old mate over here.
Yeah.
There's no sick leave. There's no fucking holidays.
No
Gabe.
super.
No are you paying yourself super, Gabe?
Not yet. Paying me own, getting taxing myself.
are
I'm
you
doing,
paying-
I'm doing
yeah.
all the hard stuff.
Yeah, you got to tax. You got to pay tax, bro.
Yeah, I'm paying tax. I haven't sorted a super out yet.
You probably should do that.
Probably should do.
I think I'll do it when tax time comes around.
Yeah, wait
Decide
another
how much
6
to
months.
donate.
Do it next tax year. You may as well
Okay.
wait. May as well spread it out a bit.
They don't care.
Hey,
They don't care. The tax office doesn't care.
when I donate, when I pay taxes, or when I
No, they
sell
don't
my
care
super?
when you don't try to get it back.
Oh yeah.
You can pay your taxes every year. If you don't do the tax return, they don't care.
Yeah.
They've still got your money.
They're
Yeah,
going to
true.
chase it for you.
They're not going to chase it. Oh, hell, here's your money back.
There's a website where you can find. Don't worry about looking for it. You can find if the government owes you any money. You look up your name or your family name, and it
Oh,
comes
like
up
any
with
like inheritance
unpaid
or
anything, and
Yeah.
you can look it up. I was on it the other night, like 12 o'clock at night.
You just scrounging for
There was
extra
nothing.
pennies.
I looked up Claire's family's names, all of it. There was nothing there. It was
Nothing.
filthy, absolutely filthy. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know what'll happen with Australia Day next year. It seems like no one's actually putting.
Can I just cut off here for a minute?
Well,
I'll
you've done
give
it
that
4
mine.
fucking times already,
Yeah,
so
that's
go
all right.
ahead.
Your baby bib.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah? Go on already.
My butt stinks.
Dude, we make them.
Do you?
Yeah, we do.
Well,
A sublimation.
let's talk business. You should do some. You got any designers?
Should do Cancel Me Now footy jerseys.
We should do
Yes.
Cancel Me Now
I was
footy
thinking
jerseys.
that when he said it.
Like
what?
Like a footy jersey, like a podcast merch, but a
Yeah.
footy jersey.
Make
Yeah,
it
yeah.
make it look like an NRL jersey.
Like an NRL, like a club. We'll make our own club jersey.
Do you have designers?
Yeah. Or you come in, mate, come sit in half an hour
Let's
with us and design what you want.
go.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah.
Well, let us know in the comment section if you'd get a jersey, because that would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that. That would be really, really cool.
Dex Everywhere.
Yeah. Fucking oath.
Decking us out.
Dex Everywhere at outlook.com.
Beautiful.
Don't send him an email.
You're gonna get cock shots all in your inbox. You're
And
gonna
if he wasn't, now he is.
Send him a.
Oh, mate, that's what that'll be going on New Jersey.
a big. It's just all over. Just a collage of rod shots.
The black special.
The what?
The black special. Remember last week you said the dick pics?
Oh yeah. So no one did anyone send us any of those?
We did get one.
What time is it, man? How come it took you so long to start talking about that shit?
Did you want to get out of it?
About dicks.
No.
It's in there, but there is a cock in the video.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Well, let's just not show it on.
Can we?
When we upload
So
it.
I asked last week. What I do to Claire is I go to her phone. I usually look up like big black African American dicks. Right.
Okay.
The biggest, the
On her
blackest
phone?
on her phone, and then I leave it, and then I. I filmed her too.
Fuck off.
Do you want to show Claire?
Explain what it is.
And then I always enjoy watching her reaction when she sees it for the first time. It's hilarious, right?
So we asked people last week to do this to their partners and film it.
And one person did.
Well, one's better than none. I thought we were going to get none, so I'm
Thanks,
stoked we got
guys.
one.
Good to see. This is another one.
We can watch it now. Can I get the audio but not the video, Gabe?
Yeah.
Maybe.
The video's a bit, I don't know. It's not much of a reaction, to be honest.
Oh, well, let's watch it anyway.
Well, let's watch that one, then watch my one.
Yeah.
Mine's great.
Did you airdrop it?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Gabe is looking for it. Already
Anyway.
had it.
Hey, watch Royal Rumble yesterday? I know you like your wrestling.
Oh, I went to watch it, and then they must have put it on heaps early because it was on binge.
Yeah, 12 o'clock it started.
That was the actual Royal Rumble
Was
match.
Stone Cold and
Yeah,
The
no.
Rock come back?
Oh, well, my computer's shitting the gear. But
Computer shit itself?
we'll watch this one. The one that someone sent in.
All right,
Hey,
so
not
someone.
bad.
It's a good drop, hey? The last
yeah.
man standing. Check
Shout
it
out Stephen Bradbury.
All right, let's watch this. So you basically just. And this isn't going out live, is it?
No, this is live.
Well, don't show the cock shot.
It's not on YouTube. It's on Patreon.
Oh, okay. So he's got the dick out. It's not black, so that doesn't count. So now he's going to get his missus to have a look at it. This is hilarious.
They're at her uncle's or something too.
They're at her uncle's. She's opening it up. She looks at it.
Puts
She
the
gets
password.
out of it. She's
Not happy. She's not happy.
She looks at his dick and she's not happy at all. That's great.
She wasn't happy.
Send us a black, please. Did you get Dixon's one up?
Yeah, I'll try and get it up.
Please, everyone, black your partners.
So I don't know if mine was a black dick or it was an Asian dick. It was something. It was something like it was impressive. So it was probably sorry to my Asian friends out there, but it was probably a black dick. You can't.
I'll
get
let
it
you
up?
know when I get it up.
Oh, I bet you will, big fella.
I'll let you know when I get it up.
Yeah. So have you got any plans to do any more comedy? Like,
Mate, yeah.
you're not done. I just
Oh,
said
no
cool.
way, mate. Look, that's my release, man, from
Yeah.
the real world.
Yeah.
You know, like, I wake up every morning and I'll go to these, because we don't just do sublimation, like clothing, we do NDIS services as well.
Yep.
You know, so there's a lot of stuff that I need to do throughout the day. Sometimes, probably 3 days out of the month, I'd probably have a day off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sunday was that day. Like yesterday, I'm not working Royal Rumble day.
No way.
You love your wrestling.
Oh, mate, we spoke about this before. You
Yeah.
used to do professional wrestling.
Yeah, you do professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Please, details.
Oh, I haven't done it for
How
a
the
while.
fuck have we taken so long to get to that? We need to fucking talk about this.
Well, I had to get past the dicks first.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
Right.
cocks.
Yeah.
How did you get into professional wrestling?
Like a kid, always loved doing, watching wrestling around, watching Hulk Hogan and all that shit in your house. They tell you not to do it at home.
Obviously, that's all you do is do it at home.
Of course.
Yeah, like,
Did you on the trampoline, that type of stuff?
Oh yeah, in the bedroom, wherever, mate.
Yeah.
Like, growing up, I had a wrestling room in my backyard, like the old mattresses. you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I put it up on the old table and that.
Suplexing the
Go
brothers
off
through the
fence,
tables.
You know, yeah.
We used to like
10 years old, I had my own name, AB Original, and I used that as a kid.
That's Briggs. Isn't that Briggs in that now?
Yeah, no, now.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So it takes two of them to be one of me.
Did they steal that off you?
Well, they use it,
They borrowed it?
but I was AB Original long before
You
that.
were the original AB original.
Yeah, that's right.
the OG, AB,
Yeah.
OG.
Original.
There we go.
The Dreamtime Warrior.
The Dreamtime
Fucking
Warrior.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, coming out barefoot, playing it up.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah.
When was the last time you had a match?
Oh, God. With Nui Pro,
Yeah.
Charlestown, in a Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would have been probably about
Is that on YouTube?
No, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, so this is Claire reacting to the.
Oh, we're back to this.
Well, usually we do it in one full swoop. But
Yeah.
Gabe fucked up. So, so this is Claire the other night, and I'm talking to her. Can you hear that or not? It's through the
Yeah,
mic.
it's coming.
Yeah, it's
through.
come through the headphones.
So she's, I'm saying, just have a look. Well, just have a look.
Recording for nothing.
Dawson.
Oh no,
Shane
this is right. This was two white dudes sucking each other off.
Normally it's black vaginas.
Normally it's black vaginas. She said.
So you're not even doing black cocks. You're giving a black vagina.
I like to mix it up. So, Gabe, jump to YouTube and see if we can find any Newey Pro Wrestling AB original. Was that what you went by still?
Yeah.
AB original. But yeah.
I remember I was at Gloucester when I told you about that, and you said, I love wrestling.
Yeah, I do love it. I used
Right?
to love watching. I used to watch
and
Monday Night Raw and
Because
SmackDown.
Adam and runs the
and-
show lives in Charlestown. That's down near your place, right? Dudley and all that, yeah?
Well, I don't know. I went and saw a Newey Pro Wrestling at I don't think it's there. But Newey Pro Wrestling is great. Just get rid of AB original.
Newey Pro
I don't think it's
Wrestling.
there, and just put Newey Pro Wrestling. Man, it was awesome. Like they're doing backflips off the top ropes, and
Some
we were
athletes.
blown away. And I was lucky enough to actually join them. I don't know. Throw up a bit of just one of their.
Yeah, so you went to Newey Pro?
I
or,
did.
or the other
one-
mob at Hexham. I remember
Hexham. I did the Hexham one.
Yeah.
Who's that? Is that
what was their name? I think they call them Suplex.
Suplex Pro Wrestling?
yeah.
Yeah. Is it
Now, anyway, yeah.
Is it heaps slow the internet because we're streaming?
It's coming through. We're getting there.
Yeah, they get into it. It's great.
Oh, mate, look, we I went and watched them up Mountain City about a year or so ago. You got backstage with Adam and the boys. You know, they always let me come in there and yarn up with them. And I've got them to do a shout out for me footy club, mate, at United. You know, and they done a couple of promos and one of the guys was a middleweight champion at the time. I said, mate, can you do this and do that? He said, oh yeah, I know what to do, mate. I'll do it. Hey, and now, right? His name was Matty Wahlberg, right? Yeah, at Newey Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
Done his debut now. There at Newey Pro. Now he's in NXT,
Oh wow!
right?
Wow!
Fighting for the heavyweight title.
Wow, that's
Tell me
crazy.
his name. In NXT. What's his name in NXT?
No idea.
Grayson Waller.
Who?
Grayson Waller.
I don't know who that is.
YouTube Grayson Waller.
Big deal? Big time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good crowd for Newey.
Man,
This is packed.
they get it packed. This is at
Yeah.
the Newcastle
Town
City
Hall.
Hall. Yeah,
Yeah, Town Hall.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
they pack it out. Man, they do
he's
such.
brushing it off.
I think Morgan, friend of the channel,
Oh,
his mates get involved in this.
Oh, Bluey's getting bigger.
Look at this.
Been training?
Oh, this is me and Bluey.
yeah.
actually
the big fella.
Oh,
Bang.
Big suplex.
great glitch.
Get him.
Oh, kick out. Hey, just while you're there, can you just get rid of Newey Pro in the search and type in Isaac Butterfield?
Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen this, Bluey?
I have not.
All right.
Have you seen this deck?
I think he has.
This is at Hexham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this fussy wrestling?
No.
I can't believe you haven't seen this.
I haven't.
I was attacked by a cyclist,
Oh,
yeah.
so I might have seen someone pressing this.
This is old. This is so I was invited up by these suplex dudes.
Jeez, you're fucking thin.
Do you want?
What do you mean
Do you
thin?
want to hear
You
it,
look really
or should I
lean.
skip up?
I was 94 kilos here. Yeah, just go to
Oh, the cyclist
I'm
comes
getting
in
up
and
here.
catch you.
go along. Yeah. So this dude who I end up in the ring. Go back a bit to my entrance because I full
Okay.
come out and it's great.
Were you there, Deck?
Me?
Were you at this?
No.
Before
I
or
was-
after this?
No, I think it was further up. To see, I get invited in the stage. We do a bit of an interview. Keep going. See where I walk out.
Oh, yeah.
They misspelt my name. That's me backstage. I think Morgan filmed this actually. So here I come.
Volume for you.
Yeah, there's a crowd.
Packed out.
There's a crowd going off. I'm applauding myself. That's
Oh,
good.
hey.
How you doing? Walking out. How you going? How's your father? And look at me into the ring. Oh, beautiful. With the big fella. I'm pretty sure he turned up at a show recently. And I said, yeah, and I said, g'day to the crowd. And then,
Oh, he's getting them into it.
The audio, the thing's on.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
oh, they can hear me.
Yeah.
Right. So they're asking me.
I had it up there for you.
How'd you like it?
I enjoyed it. It wasn't as hard as I thought. There's a lot of talented people back there.
So I'm talking about how they threw me through a few practices.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, this bloke comes out looking like Chris Jericho. And he...
This is outstanding.
I know. I
Oh, the
love
cyclist is like pointing you out,
it. Yeah, and then here comes the cyclist.
ringing a bell and shit.
Ringing a bell, full going in the lycra. It was hilarious. So this was in front of like, I don't know, it might have been about 40, 50 people up in Hexham Bowling Club.
Funny about you is that you think you can hang
I like the blue pants.
And so, who's this bloke? He says.
You're towering over him.
I rolled my sleeves up.
How much rehearsing did you have to do?
I reckon you got this, mate.
Mate, not
Defend
much.
my honour.
So he's talking to the cyclist there.
Go. Come on, Lyle.
And he's going to throw a punch and I'm going to block it. So I blocked it. I've hit him back on the head. What are you talking about? And then what about this? Ready? Oh, get out of there.
Put a
Crowd's
boot in.
going crazy.
Fuck, you fucking threw
ready?
him into the deck like a
Oh, what? That's nuts.
Good time.
If the comedy ever ceases for whatever reason, you have to pursue a career in pro wrestling. We should do it. Fuck, you threw him at the ground.
Newey, this is a shout out to Newey Pro Wrestling.
Well, comedy's the reason why I don't do it anymore. Because it was like the wrestling shows that happen every 5 weeks.
So same nights as...
And then next thing you know, JB says, "Oh, we've got a show on, blah, blah, blah." And I went, you know what? I don't have to train to be a comedian.
Yeah.
I don't have to go down there and do 50 push-ups just to tell a joke.
Do you still have contacts at Newey Pro?
Oh, yeah, Adam, who runs it. In boxing, mate. And,
Do you reckon you get Bluey and I maybe a tag team match? Up against you and... No, JB.
You and JB?
He's too old. He's too old.
Bash the shit out of
Mate,
him.
I reckon I'm too old.
I reckon I'm too old.
Well,
I'd get hurt for sure.
Yeah, Newey Pro Wrestling. If you know Newey Pro Wrestling, what camera am I looking at? I should know that by now.
So where's this go? All over Australia?
all
Over the
all over
world,
the world,
whatever.
bros. All over the
Okay,
world.
well, let me tell you about this other wrestling show I'm with, right? This guy in Perth, right? They call him the Viper, right? MC Viper.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. And he's trying to get all the he's trying to get all the Aboriginal wrestlers around Australia together to do a show, right? And this was before COVID come in, right? So it's been put off, you know, because we can't travel all together, or you know what I mean, because of COVID.
Yeah.
Right? It's called Stomping Ground.
Yes.
Right? So the name of the show is Stomping Ground.
Yeah.
So there's AB Original.
Come
And I don't know the other guys.
Oh, come on. I thought there was going to be a heap of puns coming at us.
Yeah.
No, it's true. I think it's just trying to get us all together in the one spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, if you need a real white guy to come along and play the heel,
Heel?
yeah, I'll just turn up, walk in there with my English flag on the back.
You could be dressed as like a colonial settler and all the boys flog you.
Come with a red coat and everything.
Yeah. And all the boys hammer you.
Well, Deck, I want you to arrange Bluey and I to be in a tag team match at Newey Pro Wrestling.
Give him a ring now. Let's call him now.
I don't have his number.
I'll ring him.
All right, ring him.
Put the pressure
I
on
hope he
live on the
starts back.
show.
Yeah.
I wonder if he answers.
I hope he starts back. He's never coming back after that. Cyclist never walked again after that suplex.
I reckon it'd be good.
Fuck, you threw him into the ground like a fucking dart.
And what about, so the ring's actually made out of plywood.
Yeah.
It's not soft.
Nah, it didn't look like it.
So would you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
I'd have to limber up.
Oh, we'd have to go and
You get
practice.
hurt.
always have to limber up.
Yeah.
Mate, we do.
Deck has forgotten about the microphone. That's good.
Oh.
We're only 2 hours in.
When you go training, you always get like do 2 hours of warm up.
Fucking oath.
2 hours of warm up.
Close enough. you don't want to
20
go.
minutes, 2 hours, close enough.
Yeah, or not 20 minutes. That's just walking through the door, basically.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Shaking
of
hands.
push ups. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
2 hours.
no, we
shaking hands.
you can get hurt.
Fucking oath.
Right? So if you play footy, you got to do your warm ups, right?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I come out of retirement and play with Mate United in
2 years ago, wasn't it? 3
No.
years ago.
6 years ago now when I was 44.
Fucking
I
hell.
play with my sons, right?
Yeah.
I took that same warm up drills in the football.
Nice.
Dude, you know when you're a kid, you do
roll
gymnastics, did the rolls and all that kind of stuff. I've done that on the field, warming up. People look at me stupid, right? I do the old bumps, taking the bumps and everything, right? And they go, "What are you doing?" So I'm warming up.
Yeah.
When I get out there, I don't have to wait to get tackled.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Right? I'm already taking impact.
and you would have played that year. That would have been only a year after I retired.
Yeah,
Lucky.
you see me coming.
I'm out.
So who are we calling?
Adam from Nui Pro. Let's see if he answers.
Put him on loudspeaker. If you can put it up to the microphone, that'd be great.
Oh yeah. Can you hear that?
Yeah, it's coming through.
It's probably a trainer.
Probably blocked my number.
Yeah.
No, not answering.
Okay.
Oh, well, worth a try.
Nah, he's not there. He's not there. We'll get him. If you let him know.
Hey Adam, Derrick Vale, you mate, give me a call back. I was like Butterfield doing a
You nearly forgot my name.
iPod.
An iPod.
iPad. What are we doing here,
Podcast.
man? Podcast. Sorry. Fuck, man. I don't know what to do. Yeah.
He just called a quiz.
Hey, leave another message for him.
Hey, Adam. Are you bringing him back? No.
Am I?
Adam, hey. Isaac. Still Isaac Butterfield here, mate. Don't know if you know me, but I'm a guy. And myself and my co-host, Bluey, would love to be featured at a Newey Pro Wrestling event. We'd love to be a tag team and get kitted out and look flash and put on a show for you. Just for 5 minutes. Because we don't have much more in us.
Bloody
But
podcast.
love you, bye. There we go. Beautiful.
And see, I'm old, mate. I don't even know where I am or what I'm doing.
No, that's
Well,
That's
Bloody
all of us.
podcast.
Derrick Vale, an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming on, brother. Is there anything you want to
Kicking
plug?
me out now because I don't even know what I'm doing.
that was it. That was
dinner
only-
time.
And
Dinner time for me.
Well, Deck, 6 o'clock. Doesn't matter who's here, what we're doing, how good the podcast's going.
Straight
no,
out.
I'm not joking. He's like, it's dinner time. So
Dinner time.
it's
Yeah,
fucking annoying, but that's how it is.
Time to go, is it?
well, it's not just for you, mate. We're all out now. Like,
Ladies
that's
and
it.
gentlemen, Derrick
Pleasure.
Vale,
Great to
Bluey
be here.
Nielsen, Gaby Boy, the Buttsman. Good to see you, cuz. I appreciate it. I'll see you soon.
Say good day to your dad for me, mate.
All right. I will. He doesn't live here, but I'll give him a buzz.